Okay guys, we're looking at lesson 9.6 today. We're continuing with what we talked about last time. If you remember on Friday, you guys looked at how to identify the patterns and you learned how to look at the x and the y and you would multiply x by 2 and that's how you would get y. Well, now we're going to just complicate it a little bit more and we're going to add a third row. So most of what we do today, it's very similar to what we did on Friday. So if you understood Friday's lesson, you'll understand this lesson. So just remember it's Friday plus a little bit more. So if we look, we're going to read the question. It says, on an archaeological dig, Gabriel separates his dig site into sections with areas of 15 square feet each. There are 3 archaeological members digging in every section. What is the area of the dig site if 21 members are digging at one time? So for this, we have our x is 3 and our y is 15. Here we know we're going to be adding 3, and here we know we're going to be adding 15. So if x is 3 and y is 15, then if x is 6, then y must be 30. If x is 9, y must be 45. Okay, and so on and so on and so on. So that would be how we would figure this out. We also, though, are going to add a third one that says this is section 1, this is section 2, this is section 3, and we're going to go on and go on and go on and go on and figure out before where we get to 21. And if we look from here to here, from our section, we are multiplying by 3. Okay. To get from our 3 to the 15, we are multiplying by 5. Okay. So we've now identified 2 ways that we're multiplying. We can look down here underneath where it says solve the problem. You have your sections 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, go. Numbers of members 3, 6, 9, 10, da, 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 all the way until 21, because 21 is what the answer is. What is the area of the dig site if 21 members are digging at one time? So we see that to get from sections to the numbers of members, we're multiplying that by 3. And we can check. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 3 is 15. 6 times 3 is 18. 7 times 3 21. Okay. Now how do we get from the number of members to the area in square feet? Well, we see 3 to 15, that's multiplied by 5. 6 to 30, multiply by 5. 9 times 5, 45. And so on and so on and so on. So we can just simply do 21 times 5. And when you do this, you're going to get 105. So we're going to put multiply by 5 here. Okay. So going back to the beginning, before you get confused, what do we need to find? We need to find the area if 21 people, I'm going to write PPL for people, dig, D-I-G. What information do we use? We're using the area of each section, that is blank, that there are blank members in each section. So what's the area of each section? Yes, 15. And how many members are in each 15 area section? 3. Okay. And that there are 21 members digging. So we know we have 21. So how will we use this information? We're going to use this information to search for patterns to solve a simple problem. We're going to make it simple by making a pattern, because patterns are fairly easy for us. So we're going to solve a simpler problem. So we look, and this is what we did on Friday, this one right here. This is what we did on Friday, where we identified the rule add 3 and we identified the rule add 15, and we could have just kept doing this, and so we could have said 90 plus 15, oh, that's 105. Okay. Or we can simply do just 1 or 2 and see what is the rule, and once we get to the rules, then we can skip and we didn't have to do 3 through 6. So multiply the number of sections by 3 to find the number of members. And that makes sense, right? If you have 3 sections and 3 members in each section, you're going to have 9 members total. So that makes sense. And then multiply the number of members by 15 to find the total area. So the area of the dig site, if 21 members are digging, you should write 105. Okay, it's 105. Okay. So when we see a problem like this, we're looking and you're going to make a table just like what you were doing last time. So last time we gave you the table, this time you're making the table. And that's the only difference in today's lesson. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. So let's look on the next page. It says, Casey is making a design with triangles and beads for a costume. In his design, each pattern unit adds 3 triangles and 18 beads. If Casey uses 72 triangles in his design, how many times does he repeat the pattern unit? How many beads does Casey use? So we have 2 questions that we have to answer. 2 questions. So we need to know the number of times. I'm going to write £, number of times, the time sign. Pattern repeats, P, T, T, R, N, repeats. Okay, and I'm writing like this because, you know, it doesn't write very well on the mouse. So we're looking for the number of time the patterns repeats, and then we're going to look at the number of beads used. It's a really good £, I just made. Beads. Okay. What do we need to know? We need to use the 3 triangles. I'm going to just draw a triangle. We need to know 18 beads. And then we need to know that there's 72 total triangles. Okay. And then here you're going to write, I will solve a simpler problem. How will I use the information? I will solve a simpler problem. So you're going to make a lovely little chart. Tra-la-la. Mine's less lovely. Toot, toot, toot. Toot, toot, toot. Okay. And so in our first one, we know we have 3 triangles. This is triangle. And then these are beads. And we have 18 beads. And this is in each unit, so unit 1. So in unit 2, to get from unit to triangles, we're multiplying by, and we just look at here, we're multiplying by 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. And then to get from triangles to beads, we're multiplying that by 6. 3 times 6 is 18. So 6 times 6 is 36. And we can check to make sure our math makes sense. Is 3 plus 3 6? Yes. Is 18 plus 18 36? Yes. So to get from here to here, we are timesing by 3. And to get from this row to this row, we are timesing by 6. Okay, does this make sense? Okay. And so we could continue this pattern all the way down. Let's go ahead and just do number 3 just to make sure you understand. So 3, how do we get from the 3 to the triangle, Eden? 3 times 3 is 9. And then Grace, how do we get from the triangle to the bead for this one? Yes, you should do 9 times 6. 9 times 6. And you write the answer in here. So we have up here, remember it said 72 total. 72 total triangles. So we would keep going until we get to 72. But how long is it going to keep counting by 3 to get to 72? It's going to take us forever, and we don't have forever because it's already been 11 minutes. So we only have a couple more minutes left, which means we have to figure out how to do this mathematically. Since we figured out the pattern of how to get from this column, the units, to the triangles, we also know that we can do the opposite to get to this top, right? So if we want to get from units to triangles, we multiply by 3. Well, how do we get from the triangles to the units? What do you think, Ace? Yeah, to get from triangles to units, we're going backwards, so we just simply divide. And we're going to divide by 3. Because the opposite of multiplying by 3 is dividing by 3. So 72 divided by 3. 3 goes into 7 2 times. 3 goes into 12 4 times. So it's 24 units. So how many times does the pattern repeat? It repeats 24 times. And then to find out the number of beads that we use, we simply just do 72 times 6. 72 times 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 7 is 42, plus 1 is 43. So we used a total of 432 beads. Okay? 432 beads. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video, and then the next video is going to pick up on the next page. Okay?